Namaste yogis, my name is Kat and welcome to your 45-minute Yin Yoga class today. Just making sure you have either a bolster, a block or a couple of cushions and a blanket handy for some extra support today, and that's all we need for our class. And let's start in a seated position today. Feel free to sit up on some height. I'm sitting on a bolster, but you can quite easily sit on a cushion or a block. And this just takes the pressure off the knees, especially if the knees are sitting higher than the hips. So you don't have to sit like I'm sitting, you can sit with the knees over the ankles or the feet if that feels good for you today. Just finding your way into any upright position, have a wriggle around, make sure the sit bones feel nice and grounded. And perhaps taking a couple of shoulder rolls, just unknotting, ungluing any tension from the upper body. Draw the sit bones under and lift the spine from pelvis to crown. Allow your hands to land anywhere that feels good. And if it feels okay for you today, closing down the eyes. Or just take a soft half gaze forwards to your mat. Just taking these first few moments to arrive, to settle. If we rushed into our practice, still feeling a bit scattered, a bit busy, just take us a little bit longer to build our connection. By sitting here, we have a chance to check in. Ground center. Meet ourselves exactly where we are in this moment. So noticing how you're feeling today. Every day is so different. And our energy can quickly shift and change. Just like everything in our life, the law of impermanence. Nothing stays the same for very long. We may rest in a maintenance stage for quite a while. We may find ourselves bouncing or swinging one direction to the next. And the more mindful we are of these shifts, these changes, the more accepting, can make the transition that little bit smoother. And that's what Yin can help us with, calming busy thoughts, having acceptance of all that we cannot control, and learning to master all the things we can control. And it is through our thoughts we have the most control. No one else is in our heads, only us. So maybe just allowing thoughts to settle. Not block them or close them off completely. Just choose just to allow the thoughts to melt into the background, allowing them to become a gentle hum rather than a loud shout. Enjoy your focus inside. Softening the senses. Noticing how you feel. You may feel tired today or energized. Somewhere in between. There's no wrong answer. Don't feel bad about any way you're feeling. There's no wrong, no judgment. Again, that's what I mentioned. Law of impermanence, constantly shifting and changing, ever expanding and evolving. So things need to change. There's days when we are feeling tired and depleted. The contraction before the expansion. Just a few more moments here. Perhaps noticing the breath, some cues on your energetic state. Is the breath short and shallow, quite quick? That may signify busy energy. Or perhaps the breath is quite deep, spacious, slow. This may reflect just a quiet, calm energy. Observing, noticing. Before we move into our shapes today, we'll just take a few rounds of deeper breath. This can just help us to sink in, to release any tension, any stagnations by using our breath, the prana, life force energy, as a form of kriya or cleansing. Let's synchronize together. Take a deep, long inhale through the nose. Sigh out through the mouth. Let's begin breathing through the nose, long, slow, deep belly breath. Pause at the top. Exhale through the mouth, sigh out. Pause on empty. Inhale through the nose. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Feel the fullness of prana. Exhale, release. Pause on empty. Last one. Inhale. Make it the slowest, deepest, longest breath. Pause. Exhale, release. Pause on empty. And just allow the natural, spontaneous breath to return. Notice how you feel after arriving, centering and grounding. Find at least one positive. Gently blink open the eyes. Move into our first shape of the day. Meeting in a wide kneed child's pose, which can be supported or unsupported. Any sensitive knees, or if your knees are likely to come off your mat, and if you have hard floors, do cushion up, extend your mat to support the knees. Knees as wide as what feels good for your inner thighs. You can bring the big toes to touch or a slight gap. If you do have a couple of pillows or a bolster, placing them in front of you. And then laying the chest down onto the bolster. You can turn your head to one side. Or if you prefer to have the head neutral, you can always place another cushion underneath the forehead just to allow for some space for the nose. And just arrive in your first edge. The shape. You can feel sensation, but it's not too intense. You cannot stay a while. And if your head is turned, I will let you know when it's time to turn your head in the opposite direction at halfway. If there's any strong sensation underneath the ankles or the tops of the feet, you can always place another blanket to soften any strong tension that may be deeply uncomfortable. And observing a stretch or a pull within the inner thighs, maybe the lower spine. Making sure it's broad and not sharp or shooting. If that sensation turns up, please change your body, grab some cushioning. And just settle, finding the stillness. And in Yin, we are creating sensation. We do wish to feel something, but never going to our absolute maximum stretch capacity. Just a little bit underneath. That way we're not efforting or straining. The broad sensations we feel may be intense, maybe big or loud in some shapes. Being's a great teacher of tolerance, building our resilience. So if you can just stay and breathe and observe through the broad discomfort, makes us that little bit stronger from the inside out. We're just at halfway, so if you would like to turn your head in the opposite direction, get an equal stretch. Please do. Final 2 minutes. I'll just leave you here to be the observer, the witness. And if you feel your cushioning is in the way, you can always slide any props to the side. And I'll let you know when it's time to come back out. Last few breaths. Deepening your inhale. This just allows the body slowly and gently to get ready to transition. Using your arms, press into the hands, lift the chest. Take your time. Placing any cushioning to the side, realigning the legs. Perhaps finding your way to a seat, stretching the legs out long in front of you. You may wish to sit back on hands, or maybe come to elbows, or all the way down onto your back. There's pause in between, coming back to neutral. Can be taken any way you wish, just as long as it's passive and there's no effort. And just notice how you feel, what's new, what's different. If you're seated, stay. If you're on your backs, rolling to your left, your yin side of the body, quietly pressing into the hands and rise. And we'll meet with our legs stretched out long. And keeping the left leg nice and long, bring the right leg up and over the left, placing the right foot next to the left knee, coming into a seated twist. So if you do need to sit on some cushioning, please do, especially if you feel like your spine is slumping away from you. Just sitting up on a folded blanket just helps to tilt the pelvis forward. You may wish to wrap your left arm just loosely around the right leg. Left hand can come behind you. Now the key here is not to use any force. Left leg can be nice and soft. A little bit of alignment, lifting out the lower spine. And just turn yourself around to the right. Again, try not to jam or crank, not using any force here. If it doesn't feel good to have the arm wrapping around the leg, it can just land in a little gap between the legs. Just feeling the twist through the spine. You may feel it more along the left rib cage. If it's okay for the neck, chin can come over the right shoulder. Or maybe for something different, chin comes over towards the left shoulder, just like we would in a supine twist. Spine twisting one way, we bring the chin to the opposite shoulder, which is usually the shoulder of the side that we can feel the target area. We have 3 minutes from this point. So again, noticing if you're efforting or bracing or trying to force. Just here to allow. The more we can become mindful, the more we can build our tolerance to the uncomfortable. As we navigate life, the impermanence, the changes, we can find some ease, some grace. Can't guarantee that the strong emotions or feelings will never present. We won't want that. Always inviting in the duality, the equal and the opposite. But to really feel those heavy shadow emotions, be it grief, anger, sadness, frustration. Without these things, we wouldn't know what peace, calm and joy is. But not letting those emotions run away with us, feeling them, feeling the heaviness, or even the fire that they create. But not letting them get the better of us. So focusing today on the twists and the turns that life presents and how we react. Again, we have a choice. We are 100% in control of how we react. So we can't control what's going around us, can't control what's being thrown at us quite often, but we can control how we react. So just 1 more minute left here. Maybe pondering, what are your reactions like? Do you often react straight away, shooting from the hip? Would you prefer to take a pause of silence, contemplating all options before making a reaction? Last few breaths. The chin was to the shoulder, just bring the head back to center. Unravel your twist. Unravel your right leg. Let the right leg be long. You can sit back on hands. Have a sigh if that feels good. If you prefer to roll all the way to your back, so welcome to. And just notice how you feel. Taking our seated twist over to the opposite side. So right leg stays long and straight. Bend up the left leg and bring the left foot over to the outside of the right knee. Right arm can hug in around the left leg or bring it through the gap underneath, whatever feels good for you. Again, we're not using this arm to crank or pull. Left hand can land lightly behind you, lifting up and out of the lower waist and gently bringing the right rib cage around to the left. Experiment with the chin. Chin can come over left shoulder, or keep the twist through the spine and bring chin to right shoulder. It may feel different on this side. Spines, hips aren't always perfectly symmetrical, may feel quite different. And just working with what we've got, what presents. And perhaps letting go of the learned suggestion that everything has to be perfectly the same on both sides. Our bodies aren't naturally born symmetrical, if that's how we're made. To try and force one side to be the same as the other can actually be quite disruptive. And here presents another reaction. Often when our beliefs are questioned, how do we react? What we once believed to be true suddenly gets uncovered, and maybe we don't believe that anymore, or it's been disproven. We need to find a new belief. I always like to make the suggestion of what feels right for you. You take all the suggestions that's laid out in front of you, and what feels good. What's right, what's true for you. Once again, notice the reactions, notice the triggers within the body. The spiky shadows will show up when something isn't a good fit. You get those beautiful, warm, luscious, happy feelings when something is. Just because somebody else told you that's the way. If it's not true for you, you can leave it. Again, all part of the twists and turns that life throws at us. All the different points of views, the different theories. One more minute left. Last few breaths. Bringing the head back to center. Release the spine. Unraveling your legs. Perhaps you'd like to lie down on your back this time. You're welcome to stay seated. Have a sigh. What's new? What's different? Where is your awareness being drawn? If you're seated, stay. If you're on your backs, rolling to your left. Make your way up to a seat where we'll meet for mermaid. So bringing your right leg in front of you. You can line up the front of the right shin with the edge of your mat. And then bringing either a cushion or a bolster to your right hip. And if you're using the bolster, just make sure it's the long edge next to you, as we're going to lay our ribs over the bolster. So snuggling the bolster in, sometimes it's nice to bring it right up to the right thigh. Then lay your right rib cage down onto the bolster. Right arm can extend, make a pillow for the head. Feeling the target area down the top left rib cage, as well as the lower band of muscle that wraps around our lower spine. So with the back left leg, taking the left leg either straight out to the side and keeping it in line with the body, or maybe you'd like to bring it back behind you and then just feel how the muscles of the lower back feel. It's a little bit of a twist. And if having the leg really straight causes too much tension, just allow the knee to bend. If the head feels a bit awkward on the arm, do grab a pillow or a cushion to rest on. And the left hand can stay exactly where it is, or maybe bringing the left arm overhead. You're noticing the muscles around the lower back, down the side ribs. I have 4 minutes here. And if anything's pinching, shooting, doesn't feel good, bend the left leg, bring it back closer towards the right leg. And perhaps you'd like to ponder what twists and turns are being thrown at you at the moment. Are there any obvious challenges? Where are you being tested? What's causing a reaction? If it's too much in this moment, absolutely fine, just to let the philosophy go and just focus on what's happening on the physical body. But if you would like some time for self-reflection, as when we face what's going on in our lives, it does help us to heal. When we're really in deep, when we're living, breathing the challenges every moment, it can get overwhelming. So when we have this quiet space in Yin to ponder, sometimes the challenges don't look as bad or as intense. So 2 more minutes left here. I'll let you know when it's time to transition. Final minute. Last few breaths. The left hand's overhead, bringing it back in front of your chest, sliding the left leg in, stack it on top of the right. Slowly, slowly rise. Take your time. You can place your bolster to the side and perhaps have a lie down onto your back. Sometimes it's nice to have a full surrender and notice what's happening down the left side of your body compared to the right. Notice how we've created a deliberate imbalance. Left side may feel heavier, may feel tingly. May even be a change in temperature. And making your way slowly back to a seat. We'll take mermaid to the opposite side, bringing your left shin in front, having the left shin parallel to the edge of your mat. Bringing your bolster or your cushion, it can be a couple of cushions stacked up on top of one another, to your left hip. Once again, I like to snuggle the edge of my cushion next to my thigh. Then laying left rib cage down onto the bolster. Arm can extend, head can land onto your arm. So have a wriggle around, make sure you're anchored in to the bolster. And right leg, you can start to take the right leg back behind you, straightening it out, feeling the pull around the muscles that wrap around the lower back, the QL muscles. And just noticing how this feels. It's a little bit too intense. Once again, you can bend the right leg. Find a position you can stay in for the next 4 minutes. Right arm can come overhead. Palms can meet. Or just keep the right hand in front of you. And just settle in here, plenty to ponder. And I'll let you know when it's time to transition. Final minute. Last few breaths. Right hand is overhead, bringing it back in front of you. Slide the right leg back in. Nice and slow, lift the chest. Take a pause. Placing any cushions to the side and find your way to your back. And stretch the legs long. If the lower back does feel a bit niggly, feel free to bend up the knees and knock the knees in. And just notice what you feel. And we'll stay on our backs for a supine butterfly. Bend up the knees, feet are on the floor, and just allow the knees to drop out to the side. You can tuck the shoulder blades under, keep the chest nice and broad. You may wish to separate the feet, just take a loose diamond shape, or bring the feet in closer to the body just to increase sensation for the inner thighs. If this is enough for you, stay right here. If you are familiar with a supported supine butterfly, please feel free to grab some cushions or a bolster. Bring your cushioning behind you so you can lay yourself down onto some cushioning to perhaps get a little bit extra for the upper body. Feet stay in butterfly. Arms can come wide. If you don't have any cushioning available, absolutely fine to take the first shape I demonstrated. And just making sure if you are supported that the lower back's happy. And just settle in here. Let's find some surrender. The chest broad. Heart open, maybe with the palms to the ceiling, sign of telling the universe we're ready to receive, we're open to receive, surrendering to all that we can't control. Observing our reactions, flowing from the heart, letting our heart guide us, knowing when things feel good for us, they're a right fit, and trusting when our heart, our bodies are telling us, not such a good fit, not for us. Just leaving those things aside, as I'm sure they'll be a good fit for somebody else. Just making sure on a physical level, nothing's pinching or sharp. Now just leave you here for the final 3 minutes. And I'll let you know when it's time to transition. Final minute. Last few breaths. If your legs feel heavy, bring your hands to the outer thighs. Draw the knees back together. If you're unsupported, you can just slide your legs along. If you're up on some cushions, rolling to one side, catch yourself on your hands. Carefully make your way back up. Sliding any cushioning to the side. Or maybe you'd like to bring your cushions underneath the knees, behind the head. If you are feeling quite cool, grab a blanket as we glide our way into our final rest, final Shavasana, which can be taken any way that suits you. It doesn't have to be lying down on your back. If you prefer to be on your side, seated, on your front, take any position where you can fully relax. Taking a nice deep long inhale through the nose. Soft sigh out the mouth. Relax here as long as you need. Allow the integration of the fresh new energy that you've created for yourself to settle, to be graceful. And here is where I will leave you for today. Please rest at least up to 5 minutes. And when you're ready to leave, move slowly into the rest of your day. Stay hydrated. Be mindful of your reactions. Until next time we meet, it's been my pleasure. Namaste.